Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Ben Solo's real last words to Rey in The Rise of Skywalker. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee.
I have spoken.
Hello there to all of the returning subscribers, but if you're new to the channel and you're just finding Star Wars Coffee for the first time, be sure to always hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. And don't forget to check out Star Wars Coffee on Twitter and Twitch, and don't forget to check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise. Links are in the description below.
Do it.
And now let's go to a galaxy far, far away.
This is the way.
The Rise of Skywalker novelization is coming out this month, and it was already leaked. Some of the contents of The Rise of Skywalker novelization written by Ray Carson has already leaked due to its early release of some copies to some fans at an event. And some of this content in here is absolutely insane, specifically around the third act is what we're going to be talking about today, when we have the turn from Kylo Ren to Ben Solo taking on the Emperor with Rey. So after that scene is complete and Ben Solo falls and saves Rey, we have Ben Solo's real last words to Rey, which are not "ow," as it appeared to be depicted in the actual film of The Rise of Skywalker. So what we're going to do is take a look at this excerpt from the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker and find out what Ben Solo's real last words are to Rey. Alright, so let's dive in. So the scene that we're going to start takes place at the point where Ben Solo is holding Rey in his arms. Okay? So there's your context, there's your setup, it's at the very end of the movie. So here we go. He was about to do something he'd never done before. Fortunately, Rey had shown him how to give. Ben poured everything into her. He found reservoirs he didn't know he had. He gave her his whole self. Her diaphragm rose with the breath, and her warm hand covered his. Her eyes lit up. Rey seemed surprised to see him. She sat up, but she didn't draw away. They stared at each other for a moment. He waited for her to understand what had just happened. It would be okay if she left him behind now. Got on with her life without a backward glance at him. It's what she should do. Instead, she smiled, and she whispered, "Ben." She was glad to see him, glad to be with him in this moment. It was the greatest gift she could have given him. His heart was full as Rey reached for his face, let her fingers linger against his cheek, and then, wonder of wonders, she leaned forward and kissed him. A kiss of gratitude, acknowledgement of their connection, celebration that they'd found each other at last. But then she drew back, concern on her face. She could feel him growing cold. Ben smiled at her. He had given Rey back to the galaxy. It wouldn't atone for the darkness he'd wrought, but it was what he could do. Ben Solo had no regrets as he collapsed to the ground. The Force reached for him in welcome, his final awareness of Rey, clasping his hand with her own. Rey stood over the place Ben had fallen, staring down in his empty tunic. Tears streamed down her face. He had sacrificed everything for her. She did not mourn Kylo Ren. She would never mourn Kylo Ren. But she dearly would have loved the chance to get to know Ben Solo. It felt like half of her was missing, and she supposed it was. The girl who had felt alone for all those years on Jakku had been part of a dyad the whole time. And just when she discovered the precious connection, that incredible oneness, it was ripped away. A voice came to her through the Force, clear and strong. "I will always be with you," Ben said. She smiled, let the truth of it wash over her. "No one's ever really gone," she whispered. She retrieved her lightsabers and sprinted from the ruined cathedral. That's the excerpt we have from Ray Carson's Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, giving us Ben Solo's true last words to Rey, not ow, as it was depicted in the actual film, but I will always be with you, is such an excellent line, given the sense that they decided to go with the Reylo route. So it really does tie up their story to a much more complete note, rather than that kind of bittersweet ending that we all got, leaving melancholy from the theater at that point. But rather we get that wholeness that we were lacking in the actual film, rather than the actual film we got, which could have easily been added in a voiceover. 10 seconds of Adam Driver going, "I will always be with you," and having Rey look off at the twin sons and saying no one's ever really gone, and then the movie ending. That would have been so great, and I think that in like 10 years they should actually just do that. But let me know what you guys think about this scene in the comment section down below. Are you a fan of it? Are you not? Let me know why. Thank you guys for watching. May God bless you and the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe.
Do it.
And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.